apprentice and the dark. I was scared of pretty girls and starting conversations. All my friends are turning green. Yeah, the magician's assistant in their dream. Running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man. I love you when you're singing that song, and I got a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. Is this movie that I think you like? This guy decides to quit his job and head to New York City. This cowboy's running from himself. She's been living on the highest shelf. And they come unstuck. Lady, running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man. I love you when you're singing that song, and I got a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. I just wanna know if you're gonna stay. I just gotta know. I can't have it any other way. I swear she's destined for the screen. Closest thing to Michelle Pfeiffer that you've ever seen. Oh, lady, running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man. I love you when you're singing that song, and I got a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. Oh, lady, running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man. I love you when you're singing that song, and I got a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. Oh, lady, running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side.
For my personal project, I created a living space outside for my friends and family to come and enjoy time together. How I came up with this idea is I now share a room with my sister, and ever since I was little I've always wanted my own place and like my own room, but I couldn't do that, so I wanted to make like another living space in the basement, in the garage. But I realized that it would have to be so small that only 2 or 3, 4 people at max could fit into that small room. So my parents gave me this idea they helped me come up with the idea to create a living space outside to fit more people, and it's more during the summertime, and it's just a more pretty vibe, you could say. So after we came up with this idea, I just loved the idea, and I was just like, you know what, yes, I could have friends in the backyard, we can all hang out, because our backyard kind of needs some, spunk to it, because we never really hang out outside, and I love being outside. So what we did is, we made our goal, and our goal was to create a cute living space outside for people to enjoy, and that's exactly what we did. My global context would be personal and cultural expression, since I am pursuing something that I personally like and wanted to do. I have always been interested in decorating and like building something new and basically taking a space that isn't that enjoyable and turning it into this enjoyable environment for just any age. I did not know everything there is to know about putting basically a new backyard together, I did have to do some research. I had to research fire pits and different designs. I used Pinterest to get ideas on what I wanted in my backyard. I also had to research how much money it was going to take to put this whole together, because I had to buy the mulch, the rocks for the fire pit. Luckily, we already had rocks in our backyard for another flower pit that we were getting rid of, so that worked out, so we didn't have to buy rocks for around the fire pit. But I did have to research the prices of different things, and I did have to research how things would work and how things would look in my backyard, because not all backyards are the same and not all look good together. I had to use my IB Learning Trait Reflective to reflect on my project and what I should change and what I should keep the same. I also was a risk taker, because we did take risks, because we did not know for a fact where we wanted, like, the fire pit or the chairs or the lights, so we just had to do it and then fix it later. Luckily, we didn't have much of those. We only had to adjust the lights a little bit off of the first time, so it did not take that long to put up. So for the step 2, planning, I had to have all my research and basically put it all together. I had to plan what I wanted my backyard to look like, and normally I didn't really know how to do that. I didn't know how to. This was probably the hardest step for me, because you have to think so far ahead, and I don't do that a lot. So what I had to do was I drew out a whole picture. I drew out a picture multiple times for how I wanted my backyard to look, and surprisingly, it actually worked out pretty well, and it actually looks very similar to my drawing. For self-management, I had to separate out time that I needed to take to work on this project. I had to sacrifice a lot of weekends to get this done, and sacrifice a lot of hangouts with my friends. But I think it all worked out, because in the end, we all get to come together and hang out at this beautiful project. Okay, so the plan was to first clean out the backyard, so we can start from a blank slate and examine the backyard and see where we wanted everything. Where we wanted the chairs, the fire pit, the lights, the hammock. And so then after that, the plan was to get the materials and then just start putting it all together. So really, it was just kind of 3 simple steps: analyze, taking action, and your final product. So the planning was kind of the hardest, because I didn't really know how to plan, and this project has helped me look ahead and plan when I need to do it, and set aside times and dates. For taking action, we followed our plan, and we first cleared out the backyard. We had to pull up all the ivy, rake all the leaves up. We also had to take down the play set. We had this play set in our backyard ever since we moved here. It's been here before us. And the play set, to see it get taken down was kind of sad, because we've always played on that since we were little. But we kind of got bored of it, and my family were all old enough to enjoy a good fire pit in the backyard and hang out with each other and make s'mores and roast hot dogs. It's just going to be a really great time. Anyway, so all in all, the taking down the playset was sad but successful. So after we cleared out the backyard, we decided to go get the materials to just see what we wanted, and we decided to get the certain rocks and for the inside the fire pit, and luckily we already had sand and some rocks to go outside of it. So we already had a lot of the materials at home just from previous projects. Anyway, after we cleaned the backyard, we decided to go ahead and set up where we wanted the fire pit, because everything kind of revolved around the fire pit. All the chairs revolved, and the lights had to go perfectly over it. It was just all about kind of the fire pit. Built the fire pit, we measured how we wanted it, and like, so we put a rod in the middle, like a wooden stake in the middle, and then we took this string and measured a piece of string to the radius, which is half of the circle that we wanted, and we tied the string to the center of the circle, that is all we wanted, to the center of the fire pit, which was the stake. And we took the spray paint and held it at the end of the string, and we went around in a circle so it'd be completely even. We actually had to move the fire pit because it wasn't in the right spot, so we had to do it once more. So after we got it in the right spot that we wanted, we started digging this kind of ditch, sort of, but not a hole, but just like a ditch. After we dug the fire pit, we poured sand in the fire pit, and then we found these logs and rocks in our backyard that we've had, just kind of not just to create a barrier, so when we would put the mulch down, it did not get in the fire pit. So that's exactly what we did. We created like a barrier around the fire pit, and then we started spreading the mulch and putting it down. So then the rocks that we got at the store, we put in the fire pit, and then right after that, then we set out the chairs, and then the next step was to put the lights up. There was not many steps, but each step took its own time, because we each step had to be done correctly and how we wanted it to look, and it created the project we have now. And in the end, I realized that, I kind of want to add my own touch to the backyard. So I decided to take 2 cut down logs that we've already had in our backyard and go and buy a piece of wood and basically create my own bench. So I put the piece of wood just on top of the 2 logs. First we had to dig the right level to have the bench sort of level. It's not completely level, but it is very close to it. But yeah, so we just screwed in the piece of wood to the 2 logs, and it's now a bench. So that was just my way of adding my own touch to the backyard, and I'm so happy that people can enjoy that now. For the step 4, reflecting, now looking back at my project, I am so happy I did it, and I'm so looking forward to all the new fun things that I am going to plant in my backyard, and I'm going to have so many more friends over, and it's just going to be really fun. The hardest part of my project was probably setting aside time to get this project done, and it was probably just having patience. Usually I have patience, but I just had to look ahead and look at this whole project and time it out. My project was probably too ambitious for the time allowed. Probably, if I had to do it again, I would have changed and started it earlier. Everybody says that, but I probably should have started it earlier, and I probably would have completed a lot more decorations that I wanted to. This project has helped me learn time management a lot, because I really had to, like I said before, I really had to separate time apart, and I really had to pick and choose what things I could do with my friends and everything, because I really had to work on this project. One challenge that we really faced was the 2 trees that I wanted, where I wanted the hammock. The hammock would not, it fit, the hammock fit, but it was, if you would sit in it and lay in it, it wasn't super comfy. So I think we may just have to leave Enos, the portable hammocks. We'll have to go there, and the hammock that we actually have from Goodwill, we'll have to go where we originally have hammocks usually, but that already has hooks and everything. So it was kind of a bummer that the hammock didn't really fit, so we may get a smaller, my plan in the future is to get a smaller hammock that is rope, and it's more cute. So since the 2 trees were closer than I wanted to, I did have to modify my goals a little bit. I couldn't have that hammock right there. I have to get a smaller hammock. I really wanted a 2-person hammock there, but looks like it's just going to have to be 1 because the trees are so close together. So that I did have to modify my goal, but my main goal was for it to look nice and for a hangout chill place for people, my friends and family, to go hang out. And I really think I accomplished that goal. I'm so happy with everything that I've done, and every bit of my family members put a lot of work into this, and we're so excited to use it. So in conclusion, the project was really successful with some minor failures, but all in all, it was really fun to do, and I enjoyed spending time with my family, cleaning and everything, and I'm so excited to have people over and show off my project.